Leveraging sponsorships for all your gigs has tremendous advantages right out of the gate. First of all, the minute we shake hands with a new potential partner, we have instant credibility. Number two, the instant we shake hands with a new partner, we have instant connections. Our new partner has a Rolodex of friends and connections that might come in very handy when you're out there putting on your events. And number three, my favorite, instant cash. Having more credibility, having more connections to whatever you need, and more cash before you do your event is life-changing. Two ways we're going to focus on leveraging sponsorship during this entire program. One, I'm going to help you make more money on paid gigs, which most people think is impossible. And number two, I'm going to show you how to create your own gigs on demand. In this particular video training, we're going to talk about getting paid for 2 times for every gig that we do from our paying customers. So how can we get sponsored when someone hires us? How can we make this happen? There's a secret. But first, I want to share with you how it normally happens, then I'll let you on in a little secret. So here's how it normally happens. We as presenters hear that a client is looking to do an event, and this could be any kind of client, it could be corporate gig, a fair, festival, doesn't really matter. But we as presenters, we hear that a certain organization is putting on an event of some sort, doesn't really matter. So we normally contact a client, we ask them, what are you looking for? And we ask them, what's your budget? So let's say they're looking for someone to do a half-hour presentation on a Friday night, and they're looking for a 90-minute program on a Saturday afternoon. And their budget is $5,000. All of us would send in our proposal, just slightly under that magic number, and hope like heck that they pick us. And the client would look over these 50 or 100 proposals, and they would select one, they would do business, and 99% of the others would walk away empty-handed. But what if there was a way of getting that gig almost 99 times out of 100? And this could happen if you do this properly by leveraging sponsorships. So if there were 50 or 100 proposals, what would stand yours apart from the rest? And my friends, sponsorship is the key. But there's a secret. And if you understand this secret, getting these events sponsored is super simple. If you don't understand this secret, it could be very awkward for you and your client. So here's the secret. We have to make sure everyone wins. I'll say that again. We have to make sure everyone wins. And here's how we do that. We contact our client and say, hey, I heard you have an event coming up. You have a fair, you have a festival, you have a corporate gig. Before you select any proposal, let me ask you a question. What if I could do something prior to the event to help you increase your attendance? What if I got myself on the local talk show? What if I went on the TV and did something newsworthy, maybe did an illusion or a speech or a little something for the TV station? What if I did a publicity stunt? Maybe I did a blindfold drive where I drive through town blindfolded, or miracle ESP prediction, or I did something with the mayor. What if I did something newsworthy about a week before the event to help you increase your attendance? What if I went to 5 or 6 local elementary schools through the week? What if I went there for free? What if I invited all those children and all those parents to come and see me at the fair or festival? And if they arrived at my stage, I would give them a really cool magic trick free of charge. And what if I did an extra performance, an extra seminar, an extra speech, an extra show of some sort to help wherever you need it over the weekend, something over and above? And what if I did a grand finale, something really memorable, a really cool illusion or a really cool stunt or something to really finish the event with a bang? Oh, and by the way, you just pay me for the shows what your budget will allow. So if your budget was $5,000 for those 3 shows, I'll take that $5,000. But all the extras, I'll get that part sponsored. The publicity stunt, The publicity stunt, I'll have that sponsored. The visits to the elementary schools and inviting all those children back, I'll have that sponsored. The free magic tricks I'm going to go away at my stage to help increase your attendance, I'll get that part sponsored. The big grand finale, something over and above what your budget would allow for me to finish this event off in a bang. What if I get that part sponsored? You just pay me for the shows. You would get that gig 99 times out of 100. Really, how can they afford to pass that up? No one is offering that. So do you think they would rather hire a $5,000 speaker, entertainer, performer for their $5,000 budget? Or do you think they would like a $12,000 package for the same $5,000 investment? I can tell you, this approach works 99 times out of 100. It would be foolish for them to pass on your offer. I can promise you that all the other offers wouldn't include the bonuses that you're able to present to them. The other experts couldn't afford to do all those extras because they're not leveraging sponsorships. That gives you a tremendous advantage. Your client is going to love you because they're going to look awesome for all the extra value that you're able to provide at no extra charge. Those in attendance will get a much bigger, better, more value than had you not got all this sponsored. And you, as an entertainer, author, expert, speakers, can make 2 to 3 times what the client's budget allow. And no longer is your client's budget a concern. I remember a few years back, I went to meet with the fair committee. I presented my presentation to their board of directors, booked my show for your fair. They said they couldn't afford my $5,000 fee. I said, go get it sponsored. They said, we already tried that. We approached every single business in town, and they voted to turn me down. I walk across the street. I come back in 17 minutes with a sponsor check, and they re-voted to accept my proposal. I went out in 24 hours, landed the whole $5,000 sponsorships, so it cost that client $0 to have me. What if you try this approach, and what if it worked just the way I said? The whole key is you have to make sure that everyone wins. If you're working for nonprofit groups, we're going to raise some more funds and awareness. If you're working for a traditional company, fair, festival, corporate event, they're going to get way more than their budget will allow. And those in attendance will benefit as well. And our sponsor, our partners will get access. And all we're going to do is thank our sponsors during the performance. All we ask of our client, we're going to give you all this extra value. All I ask is we can thank our sponsors appropriately. And they're like, by all means. This is how you get your gigs sponsored that are hired by our client. You have to make sure everyone wins. And we're going to show you how to do it through this program. Stay tuned.